Now then, time for my favourite part of the day, our international press review today with Gulliver Cragg. Gulliver, no surprises, Kosovo dominating many papers.
Yeah, we can start in Serbia. Two of the main papers in Serbia are adorned with photos of the huge demonstration that there was in Belgrade last night. Hundreds of thousands of people protesting against the independence of Kosovo. These two papers are more or less in favour of the demonstrators. Unsurprisingly, Blic has the headline, "It won't pass," a bit like the famous Spanish slogan, "No pasarán," and it estimates 500,000 people at the demonstration. Dnevne Novine Press, excuse my pronunciation if that's wrong, has a similar tone, but it does also find space to express regret at the violence and at the attacks on the American and other embassies. One person who wasn't at the demonstration last night is the Serbian president, Boris Tadic, because he's on an official visit to Romania, and so that's the angle that the Romanian press are looking at this from, is on the front pages over there, particularly Evenimentul Zile. The headline there says, "Serbia's wounds bandaged in the Romanian flag." And the paper explains that the European Union is hoping that Romania might be able to help avoid too much degradation of relations with Serbia. It says, Traian Băsescu, the Romanian president, the EU is trying to talk through the voice of Traian Băsescu, which is a credible voice for Serbia, because, of course, Romania has not recognised Kosovo's independence and is kind of siding with Serbia on this issue. And the paper thinks that the European Union can use Băsescu to keep Serbia on the path towards integration with the European Union and implicitly stop it drifting more towards Russia. Elsewhere, though, in the same paper, there's a column by Adrian Georgescu who's asking, hang on, why are we Romanians being so nice to the Serbs? After all, there are quite a lot of Romanians in Serbia, and they suffer from xenophobic insults all the time. They're not allowed to have education in the Romanian language, and that perhaps suggests how the Kosovar Albanians were treated under Yugoslavia and under Serbia, and what led to the strength of the independence movement in the first place.
So, Gulliver, what's the view about the situation in Kosovo in the west of Europe?
Well, there's a big dossier on it in the German paper Die Welt. Germany has just recognised Kosovo's independence. There's a lot of dramatic photos in there of the demonstration and the violence in Belgrade last night. Die Welt is worried that the violence will continue. The paper is also holding a debate among visitors to its website. Apparently more than half of them think that there could be a domino effect with other breakaway regions declaring independence after Kosovo is recognised. In France, meanwhile, Le Figaro has got two columns, both of which are against the recognition of Kosovo's independence. The former cabinet minister Jean-Pierre Chevènement says it's a disaster for European unity, while Peter Handke, the Austrian writer who in the past has even defended Slobodan Milosevic, the former Serbian president, he's got a hugely emotional piece. He says Europe has lost its heart by depriving the Serbs of Kosovo. So there seems to be a little bit of a trend at the moment for people to turn against the acceptance of the independence of Kosovo. I don't know how long that'll last, though. You had Timothy Garton-Ash in The Guardian yesterday saying, well, this is obviously bad for the Serbs, but it's probably the least worst solution, and that's what a lot of opinion was saying before that. It's a very difficult situation, really.
OK, news next of a fallen hero, certainly in sports terms, in the UK.
Another sad situation, I'm afraid. Paul Gascoigne has been sectioned. That means he's been arrested and locked up in a mental institution. He was arrested in a hotel in Newcastle. So as the Times reports, it's the end of a very, very sad decline from his glory days in the 1990 World Cup, where he pretty much single-handedly helped England to the semi-final.
I met him when he was 18. He was a remarkable character then. I met him when he was 38. Again, still a remarkable character, but that great fragility in his character then obviously has come to the fore. Let's hope there's at least one day a happy ending on that one. Gulliver, thank you very much for that. This has been our International Press Review. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.